Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel. The Champions League group stage is back, and I've decided to do things a little differently this time. We will be doing a match previews for obviously all the games, and we will at the end be giving our predictions for the games as well. It just saves me sort of like doing like video after video for obviously these predictions. But I'm delighted to see that I'm joined by two fabulous guests. First of all, I think this is his first time on the channel. Josh from A View of from the Stands. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Doug. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
As well. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, just obviously coming off the back of a Super Sunday, lots of goals, lots of good games, and sort of now the Premier League game week is over, we can sort of turn our attention now to the European matches ahead, which is, coming thick and fast. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I won't mention the Old Firm as well. Well, I will mention them. I don't think I should. Anyway. And as you can see, down to my bottom right or bottom left, I think it is, she has got her sporting top on. It is the lovely Maisy from Devils United. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, Doug? And thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, actually. Not doing too bad. I'm looking forward to the Champions League games coming thick and fast as well. I saw Luca was in 8:42. That is very, 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 very good of you to send me a message there. But I'll say hello to people anyway, because we do have Elevator and Escalator fan. Good evening. United were superb today. They will definitely challenge for the top four. Yes, they were superb. As it pains me to say it. 13th of August, United were last in the league in complete crisis. Now only 3 points behind the leaders, Arsenal. I know. It just goes to show. Doesn't it? Big up the crew, says Ravi. Sophie's in. Hello, Sophie. Hope you're good. I imagine you are very, very happy with the Manchester United results this evening. I can imagine that anyway. I think I regret putting United below Newcastle. Yeah, that ain't happening. That is not happening. What a game, United-Arsenal. Yeah, I thought United were very, very good. Chris, even though, hope you're well. Wait, Forest Green have fans? Just messing.
A few.
Thoughts on the derby yesterday, in my opinion, we were poor again. When obviously I will speak about Liverpool, we will be speaking about the derby, so don't worry about that. Hello, John. Hope you're good. What's this? Chris has said, Mystic Burst strikes again. Told everyone Arsenal would flop in their first test. You did, actually. I remember you saying that. And then he's gone, Arsenal fan TV, be happy Arsenal lost. Anyway, yeah, they would be. And buzzing with the win against a very good Arsenal team. And then Ravi has said, Mays can't hold her happiness after the game. No, definitely not. But we will be doing this Champions League preview. We'll be doing it as in the order of the games that I have them, and basically when they are going to be playing. Anyway, so starting it off with Group E. And we have a very interesting group here. We've got AC Milan, Chelsea, Dinamo Zagreb, and Red Bull Salzburg. And looking at the two games, Josh, you'd have to say this group is actually a group of life, you'd have to say.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because, on paper, you feel like you could work out who's going through. But I really, I think this is a really tough test for Chelsea already. Like, to not be around the bush, maybe a couple of weeks ago, even pre-season, you go, no, Chelsea should walk this. But, Zagreb, they're top of their league. They're flying. I don't like Zagreb because they knocked out Bodo Glimt in the Champions League. So they obviously had to go through the qualifier stage. So I've got a little soft spot for the Norwegian side, Bodo Glimt. But, it's about Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel and the belief in that squad. And whether, I will say one thing, Thomas Tuchel is a brilliant cup manager. He's very good. He's shown that. I think he's more suited to a cup than a league system.
Yeah.
And it could be the opposite effect. Actually, we see Chelsea putting a really good display of intention there. But with Milan, we've had the Milan derby as well. So this group is a fascinating one. I expect a few surprises actually in this group. I really do expect a few surprises in this group. So yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Obviously, we've obviously seen in the past that Dinamo Zagreb are no mugs, obviously, after beating Tottenham 3-0. They'll give Chelsea a good game on Tuesday, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. I've been looking at Dinamo Zagreb. I don't know too much about them, but just as Josh has said, they're flying in their league. They're not a team to be messed with. They've been in Europe for many, many years. I know they got knocked out by Seville in the Europa League, but they still managed to get into knockout football.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, Chelsea are not on good form. They're conceding leaky goals where you wouldn't have seen last season. And I think Zagreb would take advantage of that because they did take advantage of Seville getting a 1-goal lead in the second leg. It was just a shame Seville dominated the first one. And they actually won their Super Cup, what is obviously our Community Shield. So they won that quite recently. So knowing that they've already got that mentality of winning cups, which Chelsea hasn't really had since the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, it goes into their favour in a kind of way because Chelsea are not on good form right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And obviously the other two teams, obviously Josh, we all know about Salzburg. They're no mugs as well. First time they qualified through the round of 16 last time. Do you think they could scrape through this time?
I want to build on that. The Red Bull model is very much about progress, and Leipzig haven't probably got where they wanted to through the Red Bull model, but Salzburg showed, as you said, that they'll fancy on chances. Again, at home, I think the key thing for this one is that both Chelsea and AC Milan are both away from home. They've got to do the travelling, home advantage, first game in the group stage. That's an ideal situation if you're those two clubs. So they're one not to sleep on. And out of either the two ties, I'd back Salzburg more to upset AC Milan than I would Zagreb to do Chelsea over. So I wouldn't sleep on them, Doug. Absolutely.
No, they're definitely not. But AC Milan, Maisy, I fully expect to have a better group stage this time because I think, if I remember correctly, they actually went out immediately. They were finished fourth last season in a group with Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, and Porto. So you'd expect them to have a better Champions League this time.
Yeah, definitely. They've got an easier group, but they have still got a very underrated group because Red Bull Salzburg, they are a fantastic side. They dominated their own league as well. And AC Milan, compared to the first half of that season, they've improved upon that. They've got Olivier Giroud there as a super sub, or Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and you've got Tomori, who's going to be probably one of the best centre-backs in the world eventually, and the goalkeeper for AC Milan is absolutely outstanding. For me, though, I actually think this is probably the toughest game in that group. I really do, just because Salzburg are quite underrated because you've seen what they've done against Bayern Munich and what they've done in their league. And AC Milan, knowing that they want to improve upon what they've done last season, they've won the league now, and the team has improved massively from that time last season. They're going to want to improve upon that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Josh, who do you think's going through this group? I mean, I've obviously done my predictions already, and I've actually put I think I put AC Milan first, Chelsea second, if I seem to remember. And then obviously Salzburg and then Dinamo Zagreb. Can you see the same two going through, or do you think there could be a wee upset?
It all depends about the stability of Chelsea. So I'm talking about what they do with Tommy Tuchel. If he's going to stay as manager, if that is, I always get this real cert feeling that he could walk, he could move on. But yeah, on paper, if you look at the depth of the squads, if you look at the sort of caliber, the home games they should be winning easily. The only, I can only see AC Milan and Chelsea going through. However, it's Salzburg is the one for me that could nick one of those places, as you put them in third. Absolutely. What
about you, Maisy?
I'm going to actually say something very surprising because I actually predicted Barcelona last season to finish third in the Champions League, and I got it right. I'm going to predict Chelsea to finish third in this group. don't. I think because then.
Wow.
This is the thing. I always say defense is the one what wins you titles. Their defense is so leaker, and you have got some world-class strikers. You've got some world-class players in this team, and they're going to take advantage of how Chelsea are playing right now. They're going to look at that and think,
yeah,
we could beat these, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. So I've gone for AC Milan and then Salzburg to top for first and second in the group.
Very, very interesting. I mean, obviously, the two games there, Dinamo Zagreb against Chelsea, that is an early kickoff. That is 6:45 kickoff on Tuesday, and Red Bull Salzburg against AC Milan is an 8 p.m. kickoff. I'm going to ask you for your predictions now. So Dinamo Zagreb, Chelsea, there's just something about Zagreb in Zagreb. There's just something about them in Zagreb. I fancy Zagreb to get something from this. I'm going 1-1 for this first one. Josh, what are you going for that Dinamo Zagreb Chelsea?
Yeah, the early kickoff is another thing as well. I think I'm gonna go for another Chelsea scrape through the barrel 2-1 win. So 1-2. But yeah, just again not convincing, but get over the line.
Yeah, I think you could be right. Maisy, what about you? What do you think? Zagreb can get someone off Chelsea?
I think they could, to be honest. I really do. I've gone for the same as you, Doug. I've gone for a draw. I've gone for a 2-2 draw. I think for me, the team might be a little bit tired after the game from this weekend. They've still had a lot of games. But I think they will put their strongest team out because they've got Fulham at the weekend, who is another one you can't estimate right now. There's so much good of a team. So, you've got to either rest some players in this game or in the next game. And I think most likely they're going to rest the team for Fulham. I mean, rest the game for this one. So they'll rest some players for Fulham. So, I think I've gone for a 2-2 draw because I think some players are very overworked right now.
Yeah, I think so, and as you say, Chelsea are not on the best of form as well. This last one, I mean, going to Austria is very, very difficult, and we all know that. Salzburg have obviously got Benjamin Sesko. I think he's a fantastic talent, Josh. I mean, he could give Milan a few problems. This game, I'm actually quite looking forward to watching. I think this is one you'd like to say, yeah, Milan have obviously just won the Milan derby pretty comfortably in the end. I know it finished 3-2, but I thought they were comfortable in that game. Salzburg, you never know what you're going to get with them in Austria. So, how do you see that? How do you see that other game going? Because if I'm being honest, I think we might have 2 draws here.
Yeah, I mean, I think coming from a high of the Milan derby is going to help. How, as you said, how much energy did they exert into that? That derby game is a big question. I think AC Milan. What I feel like they've done is they've gained experience from last season. Sort of, the naivety, the sort of, they shouldn't have really finished rock bottom. No way. The squad's been improved. They look a bit sharper. I see them. I'm going to go the same scoreline as I did, a 2-1 away win, AC Milan to win 2-1. Be another close game, and I think that will sum up this group, basically.
Yeah, I'm going to go for another draw. I'm going to go 2-2 in this one. I think there will be goals. I think Milan, they're not the best defensively. But going forward, Rafael Leao, the man for the big occasion, as they said last night, and Olivier Giroud. I mean, he is just he ages like a fine wine, Maisy. Olivier Giroud. He always seems to come up with a goal. How do you see this Salzburg Milan game going?
I definitely agree with what you said about Giroud. He's such an underrated player, and it's just a shame that he didn't work out at certain clubs because I think no one got to see the potential of Giroud, what you are seeing at AC Milan, and not just that, they've got Origi now. For me, I actually say they've got probably the best attack in this group, but as you've mentioned, that just like a lot of the teams in this group, they can leak a few goals in. I've gone for a Milan win, but I've gone for a 3-2. I think it's going to be a quite high-scoring game.
Yeah, guys, get your predictions down in the chat as well, and I'll obviously because we have had to go through a lot of there's been a load of comments, but I'll obviously get through all of them. Ravi says Chelsea Milan going through. Chris Wells says Dinamo Zagreb 1, Chelsea 2. Won't be sure if Chelsea don't win, to be honest. Nope, I would not be either. Zagreb no mugs. Ravi says, now let's not get carried away. United ain't winning the league. Hello, Josh, says Sebastian. Huerdler, I think that's how you say it. Hello, hope you're good. Thank you for tuning in. Completely agree, Ravi. Brentford are winning the league. I don't know what that was about. Elevating Escape fans says Dinamo Zagreb 2, Chelsea 0. They always seem to turn up against London teams, and Chelsea are not in great form at the moment. Very, very lucky against West Ham. I think they'll be first, though. Interesting you say that. I think Chelsea will do better at home in the Champions League, says Ravi. Zagreb knocked out Spurs in the Europa League. Yes, they certainly did. Sebastian's gone 3-2 to Dinamo Zagreb against Chelsea. Chris Law, you know me, I can't stand United, says Ravi. Think Chelsea will just edge the win. After one defeat, Arsenal fans are Arteta out. Cough, cough, Luca. Alan's in. Come on, Celtic and Liverpool, of course. Yeah, Josh won't like you saying that. Group P, in my opinion, will finish like this. Chelsea first, Milan second, Dinamo Zagreb third, and Salzburg fourth. Elevator. Wow. I like your bold predictions, to be honest. Chris has gone 2-2, the same as me, for Salzburg against Milan. Shane's gone 2-1 Chelsea. Sebastian's gone 3-1 AC Milan. And the comments are just slowly went up there. Sebastian 3-1 AC Milan. Salzburg 1 AC Milan 0. I don't know why I'm just going to back Salzburg. Interesting. I'm starting YouTube to 2,000 subscribers. Douglas is doing good. Hello, Ballum. Hello, Maisy, the Everigi 2. Bit of a squad. And hello, Josh. Here we go, he says. Salzburg 1, AC Milan 2, says Shane. Something tells me they and Dinamo will turn up, says Elevator and Escalator fan. Chelsea do blow hot and cold in games. I can't see Chelsea getting knocked out. Yes, I do think they will stumble a bit in the few games. I think Chelsea will finish first. But I still think it'll be tight between first, second, and third, maybe fourth. AC Milan and Chelsea go through but Zagreb and Salzburg will have their say. In my opinion, my top four favourites aside from Liverpool are Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and PSG, and Spurs are dark horses. Evening, James. Thank you for tuning in. I thought you guys were unlucky yesterday not to beat us. If I'm being honest, I thought Everton played really well. Salzburg and Dinamo will have their moments, but for me, third and fourth for them. Chelsea, Milan, Salzburg, Zagreb. I'm not being silly saying this. I won't be shocked if any of them go through. Underrated group. Chelsea, they're lacking in midfield. Milan first, Dinamo Zagreb second. I feel like a surprise. I'm still upset about Dinamo beating Bodo. I wanted Bodo in the UEFA Champions League. I think that's the same as Josh. And Batman will be the difference maker whether they will do well in the Champions League. So that is Group E taken care of. Guys, thank you very much for continuing to obviously write in the chat. I will get to your comments very, very soon as well. As we go into this group, oh my days. I mean, welcome back, Celtic. Celtic, Real Madrid, RB Leipzig, and Shakhtar Donetsk. Josh, I know Celtic did obviously beat Rangers 4-0 yesterday, but this is a very tricky group for them.
I've got to try and not have a biased hat on. A few Rangers fans in my watch along yesterday commented that they actually felt Celtic could beat Real Madrid tomorrow. Like, these are Rangers fans saying this, which I was really surprised at. They've got this style of play at the moment, Celtic, that's quite frustratingly good. They look organised. They move the ball really well on the counter-attack. What's quite interesting is that Real Madrid are a counter-attacking side. So you've got two counter-attacking teams playing against each other. So whether Celtic could force Real Madrid to have a lot more of the possession of the ball and then hit them on the counter with Jota, Lalabada. I think Kyogo is going to be out now. So they're going to have to play Giakoumakis up front. But if they can let Real Madrid have the ball, I think they've got a chance. But I think Ancelotti won't let that happen. I genuinely think he will stick to his philosophy of how he likes to play, which could make it a very interesting game if Celtic have to play on the front foot. I think Real will hurt them. So look, Celtic Park, get the atmosphere back under the floodlights, European night, special atmosphere. Could Celtic do something special? Who knows? I hope they don't. But I'm not disregarding the fact that I think they could make a game of this and not get battered.
Yeah, it could well be. But Maisy, obviously, they are coming up against the current holders of the UEFA Champions League. Do you expect Real Madrid to go far in this Champions League?
You know what? I said this back in November. Never underestimate Ancelotti. I said this back in November last year. Ancelotti, for me, is probably one of the most underrated managers about. He can turn a team any way possible. And I think the reason why he isn't credited as a manager is because of his spells at Napoli and Everton. If they don't look at the overall picture. Because I think if Zidane was remaining at Real Madrid, I don't think they would have got the double. I don't think they would have won the Champions League again. I really don't. It's just the way Ancelotti injects that team. The way he managed to be on the counter-attack the whole game against Liverpool, Manchester City, PSG. He plays with very hard opponents and they managed to win the whole thing. So for me, I think Real Madrid has got it. I think perhaps Celtic, knowing they haven't been in the Champions League for a few years, might take a game or two to adjust, perhaps.
Yeah.
But like you say, Celtic at the moment, top of the league, they've had a nice win for them against Rangers, and that's going to put them in a bit of a high coming into the game. But I think they need to be extremely careful, and with the possession they've got, which I think they'll have the majority of, they need to do something with it because Ancelotti will hurt the team back when they pick up the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And Josh, RB Leipzig haven't started well in the Bundesliga. Could this be a bit of a struggle for them in this group?
Yeah, wheels are falling off there big time. They're not the same team they were 2-3 years ago. Shakhtar always pick up a bogey win. Always.
Yeah, they always do.
They always pick up a minging win, and you're like, oh, cheers for ruining my night if you're someone who's got an accumulator. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, they're one of them. I think that game will be. I do think Shakhtar will pick up a win against Red Bull Leipzig. I do. I think I wouldn't have predicted this a year or two ago. So I think Shakhtar. I've got this thing about Shakhtar doing pretty well in this group. I think, on paper, I had Real Madrid topping it, and then I think Shakhtar potentially second, which would be a massive shock. But I like them in Europe. They're a horrible team. And they're a place you don't want to go to on your travels. So, yeah, but I don't know. Again, that's my biased head, Doug, saying I don't want Celtic anywhere near the top two. So it's really hard to stay neutral. But yeah, I think I genuinely believe Shakhtar will be a surprise package in this group.
Yeah, amazing. Obviously, Shakhtar, I read, are actually having to play their games in Warsaw. They're actually having to play in Warsaw, so they're not obviously got home advantage. So I think with them, and obviously we all know about obviously the war and obviously Ukraine and all that. But I think Shakhtar just being in Poland, I think might give the other teams an opportunity to win.
Potentially so. I look at that and think if, for instance, they're playing in Poland at all the games, could it be an idea for a couple more neutral grounds to be played at? Just for them bit of advantages, because it's not fair for someone to have no home games and then everyone having their home advantage, the home crowd. And I like having them bit of a neutral grounds because like Villa Park, it's still got a great atmosphere on it. So, yeah, and the thing is with Shakhtar, they're a bit of a team where they're a bit inconsistent. They'll pick up a 5-0 win and then they'll like lose 4-0 the following game. That's the kind of team that Shakhtar is. And Leipzig, just as it's mentioned, they aren't doing so well at all in the Bundesliga. Yeah. I don't really watch the Bundesliga though to say how good Leipzig are doing at the moment, but they've got some great players who are able to turn it up. They've got a brilliant set piece specialist as well. But I think it could go either way, and I think based off it right now, it'd probably be looking at a draw most likely.
I mean, I'm obviously looking at this group, and I think Celtic could easily take points off Shakhtar, and I think they could easily take points off Leipzig. I'm not sure they could take points off Real Madrid. So if we had to obviously predict this first game, I think Celtic could score, but I just think Real Madrid have way too much attacking talent. So I'm gonna go 3-1 Real Madrid for the first one. Josh, what are you going for that one?
I'm gonna go with Celtic 1, Real Madrid 4. I reckon Real Madrid are literally going to make them play with the ball, and it's just going to hurt them. I can see that romantic night ending going home by yourself, and just not nice for Celtic. Really, tears.
Interesting, Maisy.
I think it's going to be a Real Madrid win. Like you see a counter-attacking game off there from Vinny Jr. And even though they've lost Casemiro, they've still got a brilliant midfield to back up of Tukameni and Camavinga. Which one is going to start ahead of Casemiro? Probably Tukameni, but who knows? So for me, I've gone for a 2-0 win for Real Madrid.
Yeah, pretty comfortable. This one... I mean, Leipzig are in Germany, so you would expect them to win. But I think it's going to be nervy. I'm going to go 2-1 right. I'm going to go 2-1 Leipzig, Josh. I'm not convinced with Leipzig this season so far.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I think they've only won at home once this season, Leipzig. They're 11th in the Bundesliga. Yeah, they're 11th in the Bundesliga. They've just been hammered by Frankfurt yesterday.
Ouch.
From 4-0 as well. So I think that Shakhtar Donetsk, just look at them. They've won back-to-back 1-0. So I'm going to make it a triple 1-0. I'm going to go Shakhtar to win 1-0. Yeah, 1-0.
Wow.
Yeah, no goals, 1-0.
Wow. Josh, that is bold. Maisie, can you see the same happening?
I think it's gonna go for a draw for this game. I've gone for a 1-1 draw for this one. I'm not overly convinced with Leipzig, but I think Shakhtar will try and do enough to get a draw out of it. It's a 1-1 draw for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh, I know you're going to have to go because I've just noticed that it's 7:30, and I know you were only going to give me 30 minutes. But thank you very, very much for coming on. And I am sorry we didn't get to discuss the Liverpool group. But if you are free, then we can definitely get you on for a Liverpool Rangers preview or something like that.
Absolutely, no, pleasure being on, and great speaking to you, Maisy.
Nice to meet you.
Said I'd love to stay on, but I don't want to have my head chopped off. So
no, definitely not when you've got tea on the go anyway. But thank you very much, and I'll see you soon, mate.
Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Yep, there's Josh. Go and check out our view from the stands as well. Now, I will go up the comments because there has been so many comments again. Right, where do we get to? Maisy trying not to laugh is funny. Yo, Chris, that's so true. Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League another level, says Sebastian. Celtic 0, Real Madrid 3, RB Leipzig 3, Shakhtar Donetsk 0. Madrid too good for Celtic and RB too good for Donetsk. Celtic 0, Real Madrid 3. Real Madrid will cope with a hostile atmosphere. Ravi says Celtic will struggle. Celtic 1, Real Madrid 2 won't be easy in Madrid as you think. Nope, definitely not. Leipzig 4, Shakhtar 0, says Chris. Wow. I'm not sure it'll be 4-0, but we'll see. Celtic away from home will lose all their games, but they might nick some results against Leipzig and Shakhtar at home. Against Real Madrid, no chance at all for them. No, I don't think they will do. It'll be a battle between Celtic and Shakhtar for third place, finishing the group. I would agree with that. Then Group F will finish like this. Real Madrid 18. Second, Leipzig 9. Third, Celtic 9. Shakhtar 0. Leipzig will go through on head-to-head, says everybody on the Escalator fan. Sorry if I butchered this name. Kissa Joe has said, how far do you guys think Italian teams will go? Well, there we go. We've got AC Milan and we've got Juventus. No, we've got Inter as well, haven't we? We've got Inter.
Inter Milan as well, yeah. I'm trying to think who's in each group. So, Inter Milan.
Yeah,
I
Inter
think
Milan.
they're in Europa.
Inter Milan have got Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Viktoria Plzen. Juve have got PSG, Benfica. Yeah, that's a hard group. And then Maccabi Haifa. So they've got all that travelling in the AC Milan. I think AC Milan could go the furthest of the Italian clubs. I really do. But we will get onto them very, very soon. Real Madrid 1, Leipzig 2, Celtic 3, Shakhtar 4. Again, I won't be sure to Celtic go through both games against Leipzig and Shakhtar. Crucial for Celtic, but I think Leipzig are slightly better. Ancelotti's won 4 UEFA Champions Leagues as a manager, and 105 of the main European leagues. Can't be a bad manager with a record like that. Nope, absolutely not. Nadir says Celtic ain't getting anything from Real Madrid, unfortunately. I don't think they are going to get anything, unfortunately, as well. It's fair to say you don't want to play Real Madrid in Champions League final mentality, winners and finals. Bundesliga is a farmers league. Yeah, that's not really hard to disagree with, to be honest with you. No, Southampton bloody ruin people's accumulators. Yep. Absolutely, especially when you do prediction shows and you just have to say, yeah, you predict Southampton to win, they'll draw, or if you predict them to lose, they will win. Very, very difficult. Yeah, of course. I'm looking forward to us doing a number in Napoli and everyone sticking eggs in the UEFA Champions League basket 6 games in. Yeah, definitely. I have first Real Madrid, second Leipzig, Shakhtar third, and Celtic fourth. So Sebastian. Leipzig 3, Shakhtar 1. Shakhtar should be playing in Brazil by all rights. Half their squad is Brazilian. Yeah, that's very true. I didn't think much when I went to Villa Park for a night game, says Ravi. Interesting. I'm sick of UEFA giving Shakhtar the same bloody teams 3 seasons in a row. They have Man City now 3 seasons in a row. They have Real Madrid. Shakhtar Donetsk equals Brazil FC, but they have shite players from Brazil. 3-0 Real Madrid, says James. Real Madrid could beat Celtic like 6-0 at the Bernabeu. Yep, that could easily happen. I'm going 2-1 Leipzig as well, says James. Vinny Jr. and Benz will run the show with Modric as well. Scotland 3-0 Madrid. 3-0 Leipzig because Shakhtar are poor. I can't see us doing a number on Napoli unless there is a massive improvement in our performances because so far I've been really disappointed with our performances this season. If Liverpool do beat Napoli, it'll be a scruffy 1-0. Napoli is at Anfield and in Naples. It is in Naples, James. So our record in Naples is absolutely atrocious. We will get onto that group anyway, but I will tell you about our record in Naples because it is not good. I feel sorry for Plzen, says Elevator Escalator fan. Okay, still think you guys will nick a result. You need a positive response. In my honest opinion, I can see PSG getting knocked out in the groups. Wow. Don't escalate. They get 12 million for the group stages alone. Hello, Statman Stubbs. Hope you're good. Even Douglas and Maisy, hope you're both well. And Steve, yeah, legend. So we will go into this group, and it is. I mean, when this group was read out, I have to say I just smiled because I looked at the names in there. Borussia Dortmund are no the team that they once were. Copenhagen are going to be the whipping boys of this group. Sevilla haven't started well in La Liga. Manchester City have kind of started a little bit in the Premier League so far, but I mean, Borussia Dortmund against FC Copenhagen is very, very interesting because Borussia Dortmund, every single time we think that they've got a chance, their defence always lets them down.
It really, really does. They're so leaky in defence. Like last season in the Champions League, they was atrocious against Sporting. When you look at that group, they should have realistically got through, but they finished third. And I look at this one, and it's another tough group. It really, really is for Borussia Dortmund, and they haven't strengthened where they should be strengthening. And to look at it, though, I was surprised Man City went for a Borussia Dortmund defender. I must be honest, talk about Borussia Dortmund, but they've lost out on Erling Haaland to Man City as well. They've got Jude Bellingham still, but I just don't. Even if they go far, I don't see that they get out this group. I can't see them go much further than that just because the squad for me is nowhere near good enough. I know they're doing good at the moment in the Bundesliga, and Copenhagen is one of them teams as well where at the moment they're not doing too good in their league either. No. They're currently 6th place. They got knocked out of the the Europa League and quite a battering against PSV. So Borussia Dortmund's probably got to look at that as an advantage because they're doing well at the moment. And Copenhagen, I think they're going to look at it and think, I need to be a counter-attacking team in this one. But I think they're pretty much doomed for Copenhagen in this game, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we are kind of expecting FC Copenhagen to finish fourth in this group. But Sevilla, it's a difficult place to go to, but recently they haven't looked great. I think they've lost 3 in a row, and Lopetegui is definitely under pressure at this moment in time. But they have lost Jules Koundé. Now, I think Jules Koundé is a very good defender, and I think the fact that they've lost him, I think, is a little bit worrying for how they're going to do in the Champions League, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And I do look at Seville. I think they over-exceeded last season, in my opinion. They finished 4th, and no one would have expected Seville to finish in 4th place, especially when you've got Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Real Sociedad in that team. They've got there's some brilliant teams there in La Liga, so I think they've already hit the ceiling, and they probably hit further than the ceiling looking at that. And I look at Seville as well. They've lost players there. They seem quite disciplined. They've already had a red card or 2 already this season, so they need to be very careful in one in their defending, the 2 they're tackling, because you look at the teams who they've got and the players who are in there, they could easily get a fair few cards in this group.
Yeah, definitely. So with that being said, Dortmund, I think they'll win, but you just cannot trust their defence. I'm going to go 4-2 Dortmund.
Ooh, that's a good one. I've gone for 3-1 for Dortmund.
3-1 for Dortmund. And this one, I mean, Sevilla, Liverpool have struggled in Sevilla before, and it's a very, very good ground to be at, for sure. But you just can't see past Manchester City for this. 3-1 City. I think they'll comfortably win this one.
4-0 for Man City.
4-0. Not giving Seville a goal. Well, there we go indeed. That would be funny to see. Elevator. We've never scored against Napoli and Naples. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. I know that. James, Liverpool last time lost 1-0. Napoli is a hard ground to go to. Reese, hello. Hello. Just popping in. I was about to board my flight. Hope you're well. Hi, I'm Maisy. Hope you're good. Evening chat. Evening, yeah, of course. How are you, my friends? It's Steve. It's not easy at all, Ravi. 100%. We'll see what happens on the night. Evening, Reese, says Statman. Evening, Reese. Enjoyed last night. This is James. Shane's gone to 3-0 Manchester City. Ravi, we actually lost 2-0 last time we went to Naples. Yeah, we did. Reese has gone, hey, Kirky. James, yeah, man, apart from the main event ended, but call it night. Manchester City wins the group 100%. Dortmund second, Sevilla third, Copenhagen. That's interesting you put Dortmund second, Elevator, because I actually have a feeling, I don't know about you, Maisy, but I have a feeling Dortmund might actually end in the Europa League.
It's definitely possible. I think it's all dependent for me on how disciplined Seville is going to be in this game. In this group, for me, in my opinion, because they've been so leaky at this moment in time. But you look at Atletico Madrid, how they was last season in the Champions League, and they still managed to get up to the quarterfinals. So, I think Borussia Dortmund, though, I think they'll probably will finish second, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Sevilla and the Europa League are like best friends, so.
Oh yeah, we all know that. 4 times winners of that competition. They're doing very, very well in that competition. Seville 1, Man City 3, Dortmund 2, Copenhagen 1. Chris Ross says Dortmund 3, Copenhagen 0. Shane says 2-0 to Dortmund. Reese has gone 4-2 Man City. He's gone 1-1 for Dortmund Copenhagen. That's very interesting. Capel Uyo, I think I pronounced this right. 2-1 Dinamo against Chelsea. I wouldn't be too surprised that happened. Sevilla 1, Manchester City 3. English teams do struggle away in Seville, but City be too much, I feel. Yeah, definitely. Copenhagen apparently 6th in the Danish league. That is bad. That is very bad. Statman has said, Liverpool haven't won away in Napoli. It's a tough place to go, but they aren't the same team now. We need to be a lot better if we are getting anything out of this game. 100% agreed. Liverpool under the lights should do well, also with the crowd. I don't know what Chelsea. Salzburg 1, Milan 1, I'm calling it. Rangers Ajax is going to be terrific. Absolutely agree with that. Sevilla, no Man City 2, says Statman. Reese has gone 2-1 Milan. Not just have we never beat Napoli in Naples, we've never scored against Napoli in Naples. Yeah, thank you. Dan the man. Hello, Dan. Hope you're good, DHTV. Hope you're well. And he says, even everyone in the chat. And Statman's gone, Dan La. James says 3-1 Dortmund. DH has gone Stato. 2-1 Man City, says James. Big up Reese. Watch 90 minutes of Napoli against Fiorentina. Honestly, the worst game of football I have ever seen. And I take my daughters to Fives to football every Sunday. Time to fly in the Mo. Reese, safe flight home. And I will see you probably tomorrow. At work. Sumo85 has gone Man City 3, Sevilla 2. Elevator and Escalator fans says, I agree with how you see the group finishes, but I'm interested in the Dortmund Man City matches because I think they might know how to stop Holland from scoring. Interesting. And then Reese has just said, Reese has said Napoli are shite. And he said Haaland hat-tricks against Dortmund both games, I reckon. Chris has gone Man City, Dortmund, Sevilla, Copenhagen. We will struggle to beat them. Reese says Statman. Man City, Sevilla, Dortmund, Copenhagen. Says Sumo. Dortmund actually were 2-0 up against Werder Bremen in the 89th minute and lost 3-2, which shows how poor their defence is. 100%. And Oliver Burke scored the winner. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. How you let a man like Oliver Burke score the winner for you there? Badly. Borussia Dortmund defensively will always be more open than Gemma Collins. Jesus Christ, Chris. Well, Gemma Collins' legs. It's the Dortmund way. They can't defend a fly. Coming as them, they are Bundesliga bridesmaids. I think Man City 1, Dortmund 1. Dortmund 1, Man City 0. They know how to do stop Haaland. Yeah, we'll see about that. So if he'll be third in the group because they want to win the Europa League. Hopefully Liverpool play Arthur. He gets a goal or two. Imagine. I put a bet on Sevilla to finish third and win the Europa League against Sevilla away. Arsenal in the Europa League, in my opinion, against Sevilla in the final. That is bold. And I see Arthur Melo starting against Wolves. I can't see him playing against Napoli. So there we go. There we go indeed. Now we will move into Group H. And I have to say, this group is wide open as well because you've got PSG, Benfica, Juventus, and Maccabi Haifa, who, for the life of me, I can't remember the last time they were in the Champions League. But obviously, the main game there to obviously look forward to is probably PSG Juventus. But I have to say, Maisy, Juventus are not what they once were.
No, they're definitely not Juventus. We always known Juventus to dominate the Italian league, have the best players, and I actually think it's been since Cristiano Ronaldo left. They got into a ton of debt, and I think they had them scandalous wages, and they haven't been able to recoup since then, and they've lost some talented players. I think this time round they was looking at heavily relying on Paul Pogba to try and do what he could do, but he got injured. What a shame.
No hard feelings then.
no hard feelings whatsoever, but PSG are an absolute unit, and what I've absolutely loved about this PSG side, which I haven't usually, is Sarabia has actually been given a chance. He was on loan at Sporting and he managed to get his career back on track, and the new PSG manager has seen how well he done at Sporting and is giving them chances. Is doing very, very well, and that's what I've liked about this PSG side compared to what I haven't liked about PSG in the past. They actually are giving players a chance who you wouldn't have expected to be given a chance, but PSG are far too strong for Juventus. I'd be surprised if Juventus even got a goal. I really would.
I have to say, looking at Benfica as well, like they're no mugs as well. They tore Barcelona a new one last season with 3-0. So I know they have lost Darwin Núñez, but they have actually replaced him with David Neres, who I think is a fantastic player. Again, ex-Ajax, of course.
Yeah, Benfica, I think, like, knowing when they had Darwin Núñez, they had a team to be built around Darwin Núñez, and Darwin Núñez was a great talent for Benfica, but it just didn't do the squad no favours. They had a trophy drought. They was scraping into getting third place. So this season, they've changed the formation around. They've got new players. They put Ramos as the main man as well. And it's been really, really working. They're dominating team so far in Liga Portugal. So at this moment in time, based on how Benfica are currently playing, I wouldn't rule them out to be getting into knockout football either, to be honest.
I've got to be honest with you. I've actually put PSG first, Benfica second, Juve third, because I just think the games in Portugal are going to be so pivotal for Benfica. If they can win all their home games, I think they could maybe go to a Juventus and maybe get a result. Because as I said, I'm not convinced with Juve. I'm not convinced with Allegri anymore. I think his sort of days are sort of numbered as a manager. He's not the best manager for them at this moment in time. And I just think, looking at Benfica, yes, I know they've done really, really well. Like last season in the Champions League, I think obviously they met Liverpool and obviously went out there, but they are a very, very good unit. So I fully expect Benfica to go through this group as well. But if you had to predict who do you see going through with? I think we kind of expect PSG to go through this group, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think with Benfica, I can't see them winning all the home groups just because of PSG there. But probably not everybody has watched the Portuguese league, but their atmosphere and a lot of the games are absolutely incredible. And this is obviously not disrespecting other leagues, but their fans, they seem so engaged, they seem so passionate, and you don't see that in every single league, which I really like about Liga Portugal. It's so brilliant, and Benfica does have a terrific crowd. For me, though, I think Benfica could probably do home and away against Juventus and Haifa, if you want me to be fairly honest. So I agree. PSG is going to probably be unbeaten in this group, but Benfica to finish second.
Yeah, and they've actually got Julian Draxler on loan as well, Benfica, from PSG. So it'd be interesting to see if he'll actually play against PSG.
He should be able to, because I don't think they have them rules, do they, in Europe? That they
I don't think
play.
so. I don't think so. Right, predictions these games. We'll start with PSG Juventus, because I think that is the easiest one to go along. I think PSG will hammer Juventus. I'm going 3-0 PSG.
I'm gonna go for, you know what, 5-0 for PSG.
5-0?
5-0, yeah.
Wow. The other one, I think Benfica should win that. I think Maccabi Haifa are another team that you just like, thanks for turning up. 2-0 Benfica, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 3-1. Because Benfica can have the leaky goal, but Benfica's got a brilliant attack. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what some of you are saying in the chat. I'll go. Right, here we are. Chris Ross is saying Benfica 3, Maccabi Haifa 0. I feel bad for Maccabi Haifa. Yeah, I do as well. Shane's going 3-0 as well. Sumo85 is going 4-0 Benfica. So nobody sees Maccabi Haifa having any chance in this one. Benfica 3, Maccabi Haifa 0. Juventus have been poor for time. Ron carried them, let's be real, says Ravi. Yep, exactly what you said, Maisy. PSG 2, Juventus 1. Says Shane, as does Eleven fan. James says 2-1 PSG and 3-0 Benfica. And then Eleven fan has gone Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, Benfica, and for Puro Maccabi Haifa ain't doing a sheriff. Yeah, I don't think they are. Mbappe, is he overrated? Asks Ravi. I'll let you have your say.
This is going to be very bold, and I'd probably say yes. Because a lot of people look at Mbappe saying, oh, he's the best player in the world. But I look at him and think he can get quite dispossessed easily. If there's a great back line, great defence, he's easily pocketed. His pace, he isn't the fastest player in the world. I think his pace, and that's about it. He's got his goals on him. I think if he was in any other league, I don't think he'd get nowhere near as many goals as he is getting. And for me as well, the way how PSG done everything to keep hold of him to the point they're giving him these special restrictions. He isn't a Messi. He isn't the prime Cristiano Ronaldo. He isn't a Zidane.
No.
He isn't. He shouldn't have that kind of authority, and stuff like that. It makes him an overrated player. It really, really does. Then the fact that he had 1 year left in his contract and Real Madrid was offering to give him double what PSG bought him for, it just really says a lot. I just think that he's extremely overhyped, in my opinion.
Yeah, Ravi, I'm going to have my say, because there was one game that PSG played, and actually Mbappe, if you remember, I can't remember what game it was, but actually Mbappe, when the ball wasn't played to him, he shrugged his shoulders. He was like going like this. It's like, I don't like that. And actually, if you actually think about it, he doesn't track back. He's not that kind of defensive player. He doesn't track back from me. So is he overrated? Yes, I think he is. I think he is, because I think he'll be the main man at probably the World Cup, but he ain't a Benzema, and he's certainly a Lewandowski. So yeah, but he's a fantastic footballer. Let me just say that. But I think money has got to his head. I think it has got to his head. But we all know about it.
That's what you can play PSG for.
Yeah, exactly. Chris has gone 1-1 for PSG Juventus. Interesting. Philip's gone 2-0 to PSG. Mbappe more like money Mbappe. Yep, that's true. 1 PSG, Benfica 2, Juve 3, Maccabi Haifa 4. I think Mbappe's underrated. Hat-trick against Barca scored in the World Cup final. Yeah, that's true. Mbappe equals spoiled child. Remember, everyone, Mbappe's in charge of PSG. Remember all the nonsense in the summer. Mbappe wish list, who he wants as manager, all that garbage. You're the player. Shut up. Let the manager's team set up. Yeah. Oh, do you remember all that nonsense about him? Was it all those talks about him going to Real Madrid, and then all of a sudden he comes out with this story? Oh no, I'm staying with PSG. Ridiculous.
It was probably all along just to try and get more money out of him.
I agree. PSG for me won't win the UEFA Champions League anytime soon. Same with Manchester City, says James. Benfica go Jackson alone. Yeah, we have said that. Mbappe sold Di Maria because Di Maria touched his head. PSG will win this group with either Benfica or Juventus as runners-up. Wow, that's very bold, Maisy. PSG will never win the Champions League. Too many egos. Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. It's troubling having too many egos. One is enough to deal. Having more than that is like dealing with noisy kids at nursery. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Imagine PSG getting knocked out in the UEFA Champions League group and France get knocked out in their World Cup group. Imagine Mbappe. Yeah, that is a concern. That is a big concern. Benfica not the team they used to be. PSG a team of individuals. I agree Mbappe is overrated. What has he really done? 100% Ravi. PSG are full of individuals. Let's be real, James. Them players are there because PSG paid well. The problem with these ego players, they only care about how much they have in their bank accounts. Can't stand players like that. Why did France celebrate winning the World Cup when in the next one they're going to get grouped? Yeah, that World Cup curse is definitely above them. Let me just say that. Yes, Gaultier is the PSG boss, James. I was trying to think who the PSG manager was, but it's the ex-Nice manager, I think. One thing I'll give PSG any credit was letting Ghana Gay come back to us. Apart from that, I don't really like them, especially that ridiculous transfer of Neymar for £200 million. Yes, and Leicester lost 5-2 to bloody Brighton. Brendan under real pressure. I will be amazed if he lasts tonight. I'll be even surprised if he lasts tomorrow as Leicester manager. I think he's on thin ice now.
It's supposed to be 25 mil to get a payout to sack him.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
It certainly is. We'll move on to Wednesday's games because we do have Ajax against Rangers and Napoli against Liverpool. This is a group where I think this could be a very, very interesting group. Well, we'll probably have to speak about Ajax because, yet again, they have had a very successful season last season, and then teams are just picking them left, right, and centre. I mean, Gravenberg, obviously Lissandro Martinez, Anthony, and Tagliafico have all gone. Yeah. How do you think Ajax will do? Because I think that this is a team in transition this season.
It is definitely a team in transition, but so far they're still unbeaten as well in the Dutch league. But I also look at Rangers. They started earlier in terms of their league against Rangers, so they should be more informed. Based off Rangers, they're going to be thinking, oh, we've just been battered here 4-0. I want to improve upon that. And I think with Ajax as well, just as you said, they're a team in transition, but they're going to want to improve further onto the last game, because was it Villarreal who knocked them out? Was it last time?
It was,
round?
yeah.
And
it was
they're
Villarreal.
going to want to get out of this group comfortably and go from there, but it's an extremely tough group. This group, for me, anyone could lose. Anyone could get knocked out of it. And for me, Rangers fans are brilliant. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And if this was at home, I'd actually go for Ajax losing the game. I would, but knowing that it's at the Ajax's ground, I think it's just going to be a draw. I do think so. Just because the team, but both teams have got, but at the moment, Rangers have been leaky in terms of goals as well.
Yeah, they have been. They certainly have been. But I look at this. It's great to see It's great to see Rangers back in the Champions League. I mean, let me just say that it's great to see them out in the Champions League. The one thing I will say about them, though, is yes, they are very leaky. I watched them against Celtic yesterday, and they were just terrible, really, really poor. But on a European night at Ibrox, under the lights, there's no better atmosphere, and especially you've got Anfield under the lights as well is special. Ibrox under the lights is very, very special. So, and Ajax and Napoli are not the best of travellers either. So, I think this group is very, very well open. Anyway, Napoli, it's difficult to say because Napoli have started very, very well in Serie A. But my worry is that they've lost Koulibaly. They've obviously lost Koulibaly, and also they have lost what I like to call him as the Liverpool terrorizer, in Lorenzo Insigne, who is now in Toronto as well. Can you see Napoli maybe getting Europa League? Because I don't see them getting out of this group.
I'm looking as well at Napoli in terms of the game they've played. I know they've been unbeaten, but apart from Lazio, have they really had anyone who they should be losing against? I don't think. I don't think so, to be honest. And Liverpool, you'll obviously know a lot more than me, but they've been quite rocky this season. Who knows why that is? But it's such an open group. But you look at it, think anyone could go up, anyone could go down. And I think a lot of people who don't watch the SPL would automatically think Rangers is going to get knocked out easily. But I don't think so. I really don't, because you look at the games who Rangers played, they played some brilliant games, but Napoli, I think potentially it could be them actually finishing fourth as it stands, if you want me to be honest. Just based on how it is, Rangers could go into Europa and then try and win it because they got to the final last year, or you look at Ajax might get into Europa, but you look at it either way, there's going to be a very tough team getting into that Europa League.
Yeah, absolutely. Predictions for these games. Well, I will say that Ajax will... Do you know what? It's an early kickoff. Rangers thrive under early kickoffs, but Ajax under the lights at the Johan Cruyff Arena, I think it's now called, as well. I'm going to give Ajax the win, 2-1 to Ajax. I think they'll just sneak this one.
2-2 draw for me.
2-2. Napoli, Liverpool. We all know that our record in Naples is not the best. But I have a feeling that that's going to change. I'm going to go for a draw, actually. I'm going to go 1-1.
2-1 win for Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. Very, very interesting. I am... looking forward to that group. Anyway, let's just see. Chris says France will go through their group so that World Cup curse ends. Time will tell. Nothing more special than seeing Mbappe cry. Yeah, that's true. It all depends on whether PSG's new manager can turn a team of individuals into a proper team, whether they can do anything in the Champions League in the latter stages. Ex-Leo manager won the league 2 years ago against all the odds. Yeah, that was when Pochettino was in charge of PSG. How you can't win your actual league when you've got the best budget and like the biggest ownership in France is worrying. Anyway, Shane's got 1-1. This is going to be a scruffy game for Liverpool, very low block here. I wonder, Chris from Leicester Till I Die is feeling, we'll be thinking of him anyway. He will not be happy. Let me just say that. He was on TalkSport actually earlier. I don't know if you noticed, Maisy, but he was actually on TalkSport earlier. I think he was talking about basically about this game, the Brighton game, and he thinks Brendan could go if they got battered by Brighton, and look what happened. They got absolutely smashed 5-2 in the end. It was 2-2 for a wee bit, and then all of a sudden that
just changed.
Yeah, pretty much. And another contentious VAR decision than that. An absolutely stunning strike by Alexis McAllister, and they chalked that off.
Yeah, that should have stood for me. It should have stood. But he made it up for it. I think he scored in the last kick of the game as well. So
yeah, he certainly did. Napoli 1, Liverpool 2, says Shane. Ajax 2, Rangers 0, says Elevated Escalator fan. Napoli 2, Liverpool 1, says Elevated Escalator fan. Jeez, we never turn up at the Maradona Stadium. No, we don't. Shane, I hope so. Need to play Arthur, not the cartoon character. All these memes I've seen with Arthur, it's quite weird. Anyway, Ajax lost key players, Napoli lost key players, but started the season well. Rangers for me already big ass now to win the Scottish Premiership. Tough to predict who will go through, says Chris. 2-1 Ajax and 2-1 Liverpool, says James. Despite Liverpool started the season, I expect us to top the group, as do I. Elevated Escalavans go Liverpool 12, Napoli 9, Ajax 7, and Rangers 7. Ajax gets third on head-to-head. Very interesting, very interesting. Ajax 1, Rangers 2, says Chris. Napoli 1, Liverpool 3. That is bold. That is very bold. I think Rangers will go through with Liverpool, he says. Ajax 1, Rangers 1, and I'll be happy with the score draw in Naples for us. I feel like we might also lose 1-0 to Rangers at Ibrox, but I still expect us to go through with 12 points. Napoli know the same team that beat Liverpool previously, lost them players, but still got threatening players like Hervin Lozano, Oshimen, I think that's how you say it, and Zielinski. Yeah, of course. Keep it in the likes and subscribe, as James says. And if you're new, check out Maisy's channel, Devils United 2. Yeah, how many are you away from 2K?
I'm on, I think it's about 180 left to go.
180?
Yeah.
I could have done that as a darts commentator now. I'm not going to 180! Nah, I'm not going to bother. Not going to bother. I'm going to be bolder. Curse at Napoli ends. Liverpool really should be topping the group, but it definitely depends on how we play and what team we field. I love seeing Neymar cry, the player I can't stand the most. Our group is wide open, but if we can start playing our best, we can qualify from the group as group winners. Anthony's in. Hello, Anthony. Hope you're good. Big up Douglas and Maisie. Yes, I heard Chris on Talk Sports. PSG not winning the League One title, losing it to Lille. Reminds me of Wrexham in the National League, having the highest budget, but being bottle jobs in the National League. Oh no, Wrexham fans, please come in at me. And that McAllister strike should have stood. Yes, it should have stood. Now to another group where I'm like, this is a group of life as well. Group B, Atletico Madrid, FC Porto, Club Brugge, and Bayern Leverkusen. Atletico Madrid, no matter what you say, they always seem to go through the group.
They do. No matter how they play, how many red cards they get, they always do. But it needs to end eventually, because Atletico Madrid right now, they're very, very poor. 7th place in the league. They're not doing too well. They're dropping silly points where they shouldn't really be dropping the points. Yeah. FC Porto, though, are currently unbeaten. They recently won the league. And knowing that they've lost players such as Fabio Vieira, it hasn't really seemed to faze them. So I think they'll probably want to go all out on this Champions League and do something about it.
Yeah, definitely. I think Club Brugge, I think people probably expect Club Brugge to probably be fourth in this group, but it's between Leverkusen and Porto for the second place, and Leverkusen haven't started well in the Bundesliga, let me just say that, but it is lovely to see them back. However, Leverkusen have obviously got Callum Hudson-Odoi to watch out for, so I think that could be very, very good for him. It didn't happen for Damari Gray at Bayer Leverkusen as well, but who do you see going through with Atletico in this group?
Porto. I think
Porto.
Porto will end up doing it. Depends who they get though in the knockouts, how far they'll go. But I think Porto will probably finish second because Bayern Leverkusen at the moment are doing absolutely poor in the Bundesliga. Club Brugge are a team that you shouldn't really underestimate because they can pick up them odd points as well. They're quite comfortable in the league as well. So. Yeah, I think Porto will end up going through with Atletico Madrid, but I think it's going to be quite neck and neck between Bayern Leverkusen and Club Brugge of who's going to finish third.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, the last season, Porto actually went to Atletico and won. So can lightning strike twice? Not for me. I think Atletico Madrid will win. Actually, they don't concede many. 2-1 Atletico. I think Porto might get a goal, but I think Atletico will just be too strong.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be 1-0 for Atletico, knowing it's at home. They don't care about being a counter-attacking team at home either. So I think that it's going to be 1-0 and they'll just sit on it. And I think the thing is with how... Because Porto set up similar to how Atletico play as well, so I think they will probably struggle. If they was a bit more narrow and compact in a different formation, they might be able to sneak a goal as well. But I think it's 1-0.
I think so. I think it could be a very, very difficult one to predict. This next game, I can't see anything but Leverkusen win. 2-0 Leverkusen I'm going to go for the other one.
I'm going to go for something different. I'm going to go for a Club Brugge win. And I think they'll end up winning 2-1 in the game. Just based on how Bayern Leverkusen are playing and they're quite low on confidence. I think Club Brugge will take the advantage on that. Very
interesting, guys. Get your score predictions in that and for that group because this could be very, very interesting group. Chris Welsh says Atletico Madrid 1, Porto 0. Typical Atletico Madrid scoreline. They will shithouse through on matchday 6. Club Brugge 2, Bayer Leverkusen 2, says Chris. Should have ended 6-2 Brighton. Yes, it should have done. Atleti always seem to end second, says Elevator Escalator fan. 1-0 Atletico Madrid and 2-2 in Bruges. Interesting. Shane's gone for Porto to beat Atletico 2-1 and 1-1 with Club Brugge and Bayer Leverkusen. 1-0 Porto, 1-0 Leverkusen. So a fan. Atletico Madrid, Porto, Leverkusen, and Club Brugge, who PSG couldn't even beat. Oh, aye. That's right. Club Brugge won in PSG, didn't they?
They did.
I remember that.
It was pretty funny.
It was. It was. This is a boring group. I don't think it is a boring group. I think it's going to be a very, very good one. Elevate and Escalator fan. I love Diego Simeone. Love his shithousey and want him in the Premier League. I think we all do, to be honest. Club Brugge very underrated at home in Europe. Atleti never won a home game in the Champions League since the win against Salzburg 2021. That has to change. Surely.
I think it's now the time, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot more part of the bus football from Simeone, and Leverkusen are poor in the Farmers League. Oh my days, this group. Viktoria Plzen, thank you for turning up.
Goodbye.
You said it last season that Barcelona finished third in a group, obviously Bayern Munich and Benfica, and obviously Dinamo Kiev. But with the signings that they made, I think they'd be very disappointed to go out at the group stage.
They would do. And the thing is, at this moment in time with Barcelona, it's theirs to get, to be honest, in terms of it, because they're currently second. They're still currently unbeaten in La Liga. Viktoria, no one knows too much about the team, so it could go either way. They're currently second place in their own league, but they do They won the league last time round, so. But I think Barcelona will probably win the game. They've still got a very strong squad. They've got Lewandowski now. They've got Jules Koundé. They've strengthened it massively, and with the characters they've got, if I was Savvy, I would be very disappointed with a loss or a draw.
Yeah, I certainly would be as well. But yeah, just something strange about Barcelona. I don't know. That's just last season. Like you could see what was happening. Like they were in big financial trouble. They certainly were. But yeah, Plzen, I feel for them. I think they are going to be the whipping boys of this group for sure.
Mm-hmm. They sure will be. It's going to be how many are we conceding today?
I think so. And Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, for as much as you say, yes, they've lost Lewandowski, and obviously Lewandowski, but going back to Bayern as well, they have replaced him with Sadio Mane, who has started the season like a house on fire for Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm. They've changed their approach a bit in terms of going with false nine approaches, and I've always said in terms of false nines, that's going to change the culture in terms of football. A lot more football clubs are going to embrace it, just as Man City was doing last season, and it works, but it depends who you do come up against, because you look at Man City last season, they could have got a lot more goals if they had an actual number 9 as well. But I think Bayern Munich in the league, they're very comfortable in it. I know they're third at the moment, but you know that they're going to probably win the league anyway. So, but Inter Milan, they haven't come up with a good start at all so far. They lost out on some silly points last season, what cost them the league. I know they won the league the season before, but I just think they're missing that kind of manager in Antonio Conte. I think that's what was the missing link in Inter Milan, and I do think Inter Milan is going to get into Europa League this time round.
I have a feeling as well. Right, Barcelona, Viktoria Plzen, how many are they getting? I'm going to go 5-0 Barcelona.
I'll be a bit more generous. I'll go for 3-0.
3-0. And Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, which once was their Champions League final. We all remember that, 2010. Inter Milan beating Bayern Munich by 2-0 in the Bernabeu. I've got to go Bayern. 3-1 Bayern Munich.
4-2.
4-2?
Bayern. Yeah, to Bayern.
I was wondering if you were going to say Inter there. That would be interesting. Oh, gosh. What the hell has happened here? Let me see. Ravi says, do you guys think the English teams will be too strong in the Champions League? City, yes. Liverpool, possibly. Chelsea, no. I'm not sure about Chelsea. Tottenham, well, we are coming onto Tottenham's group very, very shortly, but Conte hasn't got a good record in the Champions League. So that could be very, very interesting. Anyway, Chris, Jesus Christ, Chris. He says, we should all do forfeits if Viktoria Plzen make it out the group. I think we're safe.
I think so.
Chris, what forfeits would you like us to do if that happened?
I wouldn't like to know.
It's not happening. Not happening. Shane's gone 5-0, the same as me. James has gone 3-0 Barcelona and 3-1 Munich. Sorry, Plzen, but you're fourth. Yeah. Inter Milan 1, Bayern Munich 2. Barcelona 5, Plzen 0. Inter Milan 1, Bayern Munich 3. For me, Bayern Munich win all the games in the group. I agree. I think so. Inter Milan 0, Bayern Munich 1. Barcelona 4, Viktoria Plzen 0. Barca should do better now. They got ballers at the team. Decent day out if you want to do the tour. Yeah, so I've heard. Who remembers the 8-2? I remember it vividly. Well.
So do I.
Oh, crikey. Bayern 5, Barcelona 1. Barcelona 0, Bayern 4. Making the scoreline, Bayern won against Barcelona, which all their players scored in Barca 8-2-8. But Bayern scored 9 because Alaba scored an own goal for Barca. Very true. Bayern first, Barcelona second, Inter Milan third, fourth Viktoria Plzen. Not 1 point, not 1 goal, not 1 penalty. Yeah, that is not what? What? Viktoria Plzen fourth, not 1 point, not 1 goal, and not 1 penalty.
They could miss the penalty yet.
Right, elevator and escalator fan. If Plzen don't score a goal, or even a point, or even a goal, then I'll give you a shout out if that actually happens. But I don't know. Barcelona are still a little bit leaky, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Strangest things have happened to everyone. I think Spurs at home might win against Sporting, but only just with their Spursy ways. Well, speaking of which, and I am sorry that we have had to wait 1 hour 14 minutes to get to this group, because I know that obviously Eintracht Frankfurt, Sporting Lisbon, Tottenham, and Marseille. How are you feeling with this group? Are you happy that you avoided some of the big names?
I'm not confident, if you want me to be honest, because Sporting at the moment, they're not play too well. Gonçalves is supposed to be a doubt for the Champions League game. Polino supposed to be back, and we know Polino is very good in the Champions League, despite him not doing as well in the league.
Yeah.
They've lost out on Palhinha and Nunes, and that has made a disruption there in that midfield. They've got a midfielder out already for a season, so they've only got 3 midfielders now to last for the whole season, because they've only signed 1. They signed 2, but they signed 1 on deadline day after Nunes, so they've only got 3 midfielders left. They can be leaky at times in terms of the goals as well, because Cotes, who you'll know very, very well, he is the Uruguayan Maguire. I am going to say that, because he is. It's shocking. And the fact that I watched the game where Sporting lost 2-0, I seen Cotes play as a striker, and I never want to see him as a striker ever again. That is how bad the game was. He was playing as a striker.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Coates as a striker?
Yes.
Crikey. Wow.
I was literally looking at it like, what am I witnessing right here? I couldn't believe it. I really could not believe it. But Frankfurt, they're not doing well either at the moment.
No, they're not, but they did beat Leipzig 4-0. But I don't know. Do you want to know when Frankfurt's last game was in the Champions League / European Cup? 1959 Cup final between Real Madrid and Eintracht Frankfurt. They lost 7-3. That was their last game in the European Cup / Champions League. So they will be very, very rusty, if you want to say that. But yeah, I'd be happy with this group, if I'm being honest. I really would, because Marseille haven't been in the Champions League for a wee while, and actually, Tottenham haven't been in the Champions League for a long, long time as well. Sporting were in the Champions League last season. You managed to get through a group that had Dortmund and Ajax last season.
That is extremely true, but I just think based off the people who we have lost compared to last season, because don't forget, we still only lost 2 games the whole season at that point, and we was coming back off the winning the league, so it was all high then, and we won a domestic cup last year as well. So, but for me, I really can't see Sporting, as much as I would like to see him go into knockout football. I can't see it. My heart says second, but my head thinks third. I think they'll go into Europa League.
Ooh,
I think Marseille will end up going through, because Marseille are on hot form at the moment.
That's interesting. I think going to Portugal might be a little bit trickier for Tottenham and obviously like Marseille, because I think Sporting are a very, very good.
They've got one of the best atmospheres. For me, one of the best atmospheres, and with that home crowd, they can massively turn up. It's a terrific ground. It's Champions League nights last season was great for Sporting, especially at home, and you would have expected them to win against Borussia Dortmund, but they did. So I think Tottenham probably may struggle, but Sporting and Tottenham also play similar formations as well, but Sporting can switch it round based off who they're playing, from a 3-4-2-1 to a 3-4-3. It just all depends who they're playing against. But I just worry with Pedro Gonçalves if he's not going to be starting in the game, and if he slots into the midfield as well, because that's how he played last game. 2 games ago, we played in the midfield. I would be worried. I really would be.
I know, and the fact is as well, like we had the botched Champions League knockout round draw because Sporting were meant to be playing Liverpool, you seem to remember, and obviously they got Manchester City. So, yeah, I think I've actually said Sporting to go through. I've said Tottenham and Sporting to go through, and I think Frankfurt to finish third, and I think Marseille. I'm just not sure about Marseille. I know they started very, very well at the moment, but not being in the Champions League for a while, I just have a feeling that they'll be finishing fourth. But we do have to speak about Tottenham because Antonio Conte is a very weird one in the Champions League. Doesn't have a good record.
Mm-hmm. But I think based off how Tottenham play, I think they will pick up the probably majority home games, but it's just about the away games, especially at Sporting and Marseille, because Marseille's got another great ground as well. But I actually have predicted Frankfurt to bottom this group, and we're Sporting to finish third, just based off the home records.
Frankfurt bottom.
And Marseille to finish second.
Frankfurt bottom. That's very, very interesting. Right, we'll go through these predictions. Eintracht Frankfurt Sporting. This is, I believe, an early kickoff, I think. Is it?
Yeah, 5:45 kickoff.
5:45 on Wednesday, same as Ajax Rangers. I think because the fact that Frankfurt haven't been in the Champions League for a while, I think Sporting can go there and win. I'm going to go... For your sake, I'm going to go 2-1 Sporting.
2-2 draw for me.
2-2.
Just based off Pedro Gonçalves potentially being a doubt, and if he doesn't play, I do question where the creativity is going to come from.
Interesting. And Tottenham, Marseille. I think Tottenham will win this comfortably. 3-1 Tottenham. I think it'll be too much for Marseille, who, if I believe, have they still got Steve Mandanda? I can't remember if they do or not.
Not too sure.
Because he's a name that that just you know with the team when you say that it's Steve Mandanda. He used to be at Crystal Palace as well, if I seem to remember. Do they still have Steve Mandanda? Oh, no, Steve Mandanda is now at Rennes. All right. There you go, then. Yeah, Tottenham, Marseille, how do you see that one going?
I've gone for the same result as you.
3-1. 3-1 indeed. Right. Well, thank you, everyone, for continuing to write in the chat. I will go through these very, very soon. Oh, my goodness. We are way up here. Right. Here we go. Frankfurt 1, Sporting Lisbon 2. So same as me. Spurs 4, Marseille 0. Spurs and Lisbon get out of the group for me, says Chris. Good evening, Ali Noose. Hope you're good. 2-0 Tottenham, 1-1 at Frankfurt. 2-0 Tottenham. Yeah, Spurs and Sporting should get out of the group. Frankfurt 2, Sporting 2, says Shane. Coates overhead kick against the QPR. Yeah, I remember that very well. We did lose 3-2 that night as well. Pray for Spurs fans going to the game. Yeah, yeah, especially with Marseille and their ultras. I agree with that. Yeah, Sporting have let their best players go. Coates for goal-getter. Coates. Imagine.
A new striker.
Yeah, a new striker. I know. George is here. Hello, George. Hope you're good. He says the GOAT is here. Maisy, we're bigging up Coates, saying he was top quality, says Rafi.
I was doing that to be kind. I didn't mean it.
Chris, for a second, I thought you said Conte was going to score an overhead kick for Spurs after another superb win, says George. Yeah, he'll be very happy with the Man United result. 2-2. Draw, says Ravi. Making Arsenal our bitches as usual. Tottenham 1, Marseille 0. Frankfurt 2, Sporting 1. Lol. Arsenal still top of the league. Yeah, for how long? How long? You remember that saying? How does an elephant? What is it? An elephant gets on the top of the tree. How it gets there, you just don't know, but it won't stay there forever. So there you go. Ravi won't last much longer, as I've said. Tottenham, Marseille, Frankfurt, Sporting. Oh, elevator. Don't be harsh on Sporting. George says should have won 5 or 6-1. Yeah. You could have easily won 5 or 6-1 today. You could have easily done it. Mm-hmm. I hope not either, but can't see United being top 2. Arsenal are like a blunt spark. Ravi, we had first 2 games playing a totally different defence. That's true. 4 wins on the spin with their new team. Arsenal's like the elephant. There we go. Arsenal's like the elephant at the top of the tree. Nobody knows how it got there, but everybody knows it will fall over. Our main issue is the clown who came on from the bench, got a yellow within a few minutes. Yeah, Maguire. Do you think his days are numbered?
He's honestly, I don't mean to sound rude, but he's like a sack of spuds on the pitch. A sack of spuds could probably do a better job.
A sack of spuds?
I really do. I really believe so. He had one job, defend.
And he got booked.
Yeah.
Ali News says Ronaldo will end his career at Sporting.
I think so.
I think he will as well. Hopefully, Licha and Rafa can stay back. Yeah, that partnership actually between Martinez and Varane, they seem to complement each other.
They do. It's very good. They're both 2 quick type defenders, aren't they? So they're able to cancel out plays pretty quick from the opposition team, and I like how they support one another as well. It's just, for me, when Varane is alongside someone who's pretty quick, he seems a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, I would agree. Frankfurt 1, Sporting 1, says George. Spurs 2, Marseille 1. Coates will go for goal getter in the Champions League this season. Spurs fans after the draw. Yes. Spurs fans after the groups. No. F what? F shit. Okay. We just got far better players than Arsenal. We've got Ronaldo and Casemiro on the bench, and they got some nobodies to bring on. Yeah, that's true. What is about UEFA giving Inter a tough group every year? It's like Goldbridge always losing to bloody Burnley. Maze, we all know you have Coates on the back of the shirt.
No.
Maguire, McTominay there till they retire. No, definitely not. I just feel like Sporting will underperform, says a Liverpool fan. And it's also having an accomplished ball player, says George Kyle. But that is that for the preview to match day 1. Maisy, thank you very much for coming on, and I hope you have obviously enjoyed it. Tell people where they can find you.
Thanks for having me on, Doug. It's been a great show. A very interesting one as well. My YouTube channel's Devils United, and my Twitter is at 2_MUFC Maze. I've done a quick match reaction on the game, and you could probably tell I was like a kid in a candy shop. So.
No, I can understand it. Yeah, please go and subscribe to Devils United. I think by the next time we probably speak, you'll probably be at 2K, hopefully.
Fingers crossed, hopefully. It's picking up bit by bit, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go through the last couple of comments before we go. Real, he played with the best centre-back for the last 20 years. He was amazing on the ball. Now he's got Leach, sensational on the ball. Ravi says, big up Douglas and Maisy. Sporting promote a few young players from the second team. They are great. Great show, Douglas and Maisy. Thank you, George. And cheers, Douglas and Maisy. Take care. See you all soon, guys. And Chris Ross says, take care both. So, guys, obviously, if you have... Ali News has subscribed to you.
Thank you.
So there you go. There's 179 to go. There you go. But yeah, guys, obviously, let us know your score predictions in the comment section. And obviously, if you have missed the live, then please leave a like as you leave the video. It does help the algorithm. Jesus, I'm getting tongue-tied already. Algorithm. So do that. And I'll be back on Thursday with a sort of a review of Matchday 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do sort of Matchday 1 previews. It was Champions League previews for like the match days, and then I'll do like reviews for them. So watch the space. Watch the space anyway. Maguire, the goat of Man U. Take care, Douglas and Maisy. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.